Hello, Abnormal Investigations. Hope everybody's doing well today. It has been a long, hot day. I don't know about y'all, but I am about done with summer. Looking forward to some fall investigations when the leaves are off the trees and we have a little more depth to where we're able to see further into the woods. That's one of my favorite times. Plus, the bugs are gone and the heat is gone. That makes it a lot better. We've been seeing heat indexes here, guys, of 112 degrees with the humidity hanging out in the 80s, so not real fun. We're going to talk about a gentleman today, and this, of course, is going to be a missing person, and we're going to see what we come up with or what we think is going on here. The name is Stanley Vigil, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's Vigil. His age was 54 years of age. Location was San Jose. The date was the 7th of November 2018. He was located deceased, and the moon phase on that was a new moon. So, again, no light to low light, guys. I guess y'all are probably starting to see the pattern now and why I suspect that has such a big deal on the moon phase. So, on November 7th, Stanley and his family members, plus pals, were going deer hunting near, or technically on, the Barillas Peak, which is east of Pecos. This is an area which can be considered the southern area of the mountain chain that run behind Pecos, past Santa Fe, and into the Hyde Park area. The Sange de Cristos is the area. The debunkers will say that this being too general of a description, what this is intended to do is to give people a description of where Stanley was last seen. Now, on November 17th, Stanley and family members, plus his friends, were going deer hunting near, or technically on, Barillas Peak, which again is east of Pecos. This is an area which can be considered the southern area of the mountain chain. So, this area that he's going to is kind of giving you a description of where he was at. Stanley Vigil was raised in the Pecos area. He knew the woods. He was not a city dweller who knew nothing about hunting or living in the wild. At the time of his disappearance, Stanley was living in Albuquerque. The point of all of this is that Stanley was not some newbie to the woods. He was not an amateur when it came to tracking through the Pecos expanses. Like others Pecos, New Mexico people who were at home on the frontier, Stanley was tough, and he knew how to use firearms. He knew how to hunt game, prepare what he needed to, and survive. He was a tough man with a lot of outdoor knowledge. Now, Stanley on November 7th was in a four-wheel drive vehicle with his family and pals who were going hunting when he saw a deer by the side of the dirt road they were on. He told the driver to stop so he could go after the deer. The vehicle stopped. Stanley went into the tree line and after the deer. He went away. And the vehicle was parked a little further up the road. The rest of the group disembarked and went to where Stanley had gone after the deer. So everyone had jumped out of the vehicle, guys, and they're pursuing this deer that they seen on the side of the road. The problem is that we have a point of separation. He jumped out and ran on his own to where the others stayed in a group. And you probably know when we have that point of separation, things seem to go south. What I found weird when I was looking into this is that the group heard two gunshots. They assumed Stanley had gotten his quarry. After a few minutes, Stanley had not returned to the road, and the group went further into the trees and fields shouting and looking for Stanley. Gunshots were fired to give Stanley a sound beacon. A return shot was not heard. I apologize, guys. There was a return shot. It was heard, but it was further away from the first two gunshots. Normally, it's three shots in the air, so I don't know at first if he was shooting for help. I would say him being a seasoned hunter, that the two shots you heard was probably at whatever was after him, and it was not signaling for help, but after he heard them signal with their rifles, which they did shoot three times, he did signal back. So I think that's kind of what was going on there. Now, Stanley did not reach the dirt road or meet up with the people looking for him that were now off the road and in the glades of the small fields. They were looking for him, but then guess what, guys? This is right before a weather front, right? It starts to sleet, so we all know what happens. It happens right before a front. The search continued, and Stanley was reported missing, and the state police and search and rescue were called in. Later, family and pals, volunteers mobilized. The area was thoroughly searched, and the man was not located. On the night of the 8th, Stanley went missing. On the 7th, a man thought to be Stanley came to a mobile home in the village of San Juan, which is in Pecos and Pecos area. Stanley reportedly went to the door of the mobile home and told the lady inside he needed help and he was frantic. He was turned away because the woman was afraid. Stanley was carrying a pistol and she did not know him. It was late at night and she was alone with her children. You really can't blame her for that. A man shows up at your front door with a gun and probably all crazy looking and hunting gear and everything, and you're home alone with your children. You're going to protect your children. She should have called 911, in my opinion, and reported it, but we'll see what happens. Curious, the searchers were not able to find Stanley after the sighting at the mobile home. Also, a game camera picked up a man walking at night bundled up on the Diamond Ranch, which is located in Pecos. This game camera sighting happened before the mobile home visit. The game camera photo was taken around 9:30 p.m. In the picture, the man is not carrying a rifle and is hooded because the temps are low at this time of year in Pecos at night. Now, on November 21st, the state police suspended their search for Stanley Vigil. The search was conducted by people on foot, horseback, and helicopter were using thermal. Again, guys, are they being taken underground? Is that why the thermal's not working, the FLIR's not working? Because they're either going underground, guys, or they're going underwater. I mean, that's really the only thing that makes sense, right? Or is there something else? What do you all think? But people on the ground with dogs or by way of aircraft have not been able to even find a clue. The dogs, not even a scent. Initially, the area where Stanley Vigil went missing would be from a dirt road to the summit of Barillas Peak. The area, guys, we're talking about is about 1 to 2,000 meters to the peak from the dirt road, roughly about 1 to 2 kilometers, or roughly about 10 to 20 football fields. And in this area, there was no trace of him. Now, a body was found Saturday in the Pecos River that is of an Albuquerque man who went missing while hunting in November. His family was notified on Monday. The body of Stanley Vigil, 54, was found about 2 p.m. by an off-duty state police officer who was fishing near the village of San Jose in San Miguel County. State Police spokeswoman Lieutenant Elizabeth Armijo said. Armijo said investigators transported the body to the Albuquerque for autopsies. Darcy Vigil said police contacted her Monday afternoon and confirmed the body was that of her missing brother. She said police told her he had drowned and showed signs of head trauma and broken ribs. Now, how do you fall in and drown somewhere with severe head trauma and broken ribs? It almost sounds like he was attacked, don't it, and thrown into the water. But there's not enough here really to make that speculation, but kind of sounds that way to me, I mean, he told the woman at the door that he was being chased by a creature that came out of a bush in the woods. He had killed one, and the others were hunting him. That's why I made that speculation, was based on what the woman said he said at the mobile home. If he was being chased by these creatures and he had already shot and killed one, then they were pursuing him. I mean, this guy was probably literally running for his life. I would say his rifle probably ran out of ammunition and he ditched it to get rid of the extra weight and kept his handgun so that he could run faster. Whatever it was, I would say he was definitely being pursued. He went to that house probably hoping to get help, which he received none, but can we really blame the lady? I don't think so. I think she should have called 911. I think that could have been a factor in locating him. instead of later reporting it. But I do think that something was after him, and I think whatever was after him did end up catching him, and it was his demise that whatever caught him, and it ended up ditching him in the water. That's my theory, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think that's what happened? Did he kill one of these creatures, and was the rest of them after him because he had killed one? Was what he seen when he jumped out on the dirt road, was it really a deer, or was it something he thought was a deer and he ended up running down the wrong thing and killing it? Maybe he jumped in the middle of a family or something. Let me know what you all think. Until next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you for your support, and if you don't mind, share these out. I would really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.